Meet my nephew, Theo. You know someone like Theo. Maybe you are Theo. He earns $68,000 a year. He's in his early 30s, works hard. Last year, he upgraded his car because the old one was, quote, embarrassing for where he is in his career now. His flat is in the right part of town. His weekends exist on Instagram. His colleagues assume he's doing well. He assumes he's doing well. He has $340 in his current account. He is carrying $6,400 on a credit card at 21% interest. He has a pension he started 3 years ago and has not looked at since. Last Tuesday, he went to bed running numbers in his head about whether he could afford another Rolex watch. He can't afford another Rolex watch. Not because he is struggling. Theo earns $68,000 a year, and Theo has almost nothing to show for it. My name is Gerald. I have spent a very long time explaining things like this to my nephew, Theo. I have the patience for it because the problem is never what people think it is. It is not that Theo spends too much. It is that Theo has been spending on entirely the wrong things, for entirely the wrong reasons, without ever quite noticing that he started.
Let me explain something. Earning good money and being good with money are two completely different skills. One is what lands in your account at the end of the month. The other is what you do with it in the 48 hours before you've convinced yourself you deserve something. They are not the same thing. The world has spent an enormous amount of effort convincing you they are. It has not done this out of kindness. Theo is, by any reasonable measure, doing well. And yet, here is what happened to Theo's money last month. Gross salary, $5,667. After tax, he takes home approximately $4,200. That is his actual money. Everything else is negotiation. Car payment, $520, because the old one was embarrassing. Car insurance, $180, because new cars are expensive to insure. Petrol, $160, because the new car is heavier than the old one and achieves 24 miles per gallon, which is doing a lot of work for something that cost $520 a month. We are at $860, and Theo has not yet eaten. Rent in the right part of town, $1,350, because the wrong part of town is apparently the wrong part of town. Utilities, $220. Groceries, $380. Theo buys the good olive oil. There are 3 types of good olive oil in his cupboard. One is from Tuscany. None of them are doing anything the $6 bottle wouldn't do. Dining out, $640. This includes the work lunches, the friend's birthday dinner, the date where he chose the restaurant for the name rather than the food, and the Sunday brunch that cost $78, lasted 2 hours, and achieved nothing. Subscriptions, $175. Netflix, Spotify, the gym he visits with the same frequency that Halley's Comet visits Earth, a meal kit service, a meditation app he has opened 4 times, Adobe Creative Cloud from 2021 when he briefly considered becoming a photographer. Student loans, $290. Credit card minimum payment, $160. This does not reduce the balance. It merely prevents the letter. Total outgoings, $4,275. Theo takes home $4,200.
He is spending more than he earns, every month, quietly, with very nice olive oil. Now, I am not here to lecture Theo about olive oil. The olive oil is not the problem. The problem is that Theo has no system, so his money expands to fill the space available to it. The average person who runs their numbers for the first time discovers they are spending between $200 and $400 a month on things they cannot specifically remember buying or actively enjoying. That is between $2,400 and $4,800 a year, quietly, politely, without a single dramatic decision, just the small ones, accumulated. This is called lifestyle inflation. It is the most polite financial catastrophe in existence. Every time you earn more,
Your idea of normal quietly upgrades itself. The coffee you used to make at home becomes the one you buy on the way in. The holiday you used to plan carefully becomes the one you book impulsively because you've had a difficult quarter. The car that was fine becomes the car that is slightly embarrassing given where you are in your career now. None of these feel like decisions. That is entirely the point. They feel like arriving. They feel like what people at your income level are supposed to do, because you have watched people at your income level doing exactly this your entire adult life, and nobody said a word. The financial industry, I should mention, finds this enormously convenient. A confused person with a decent salary and no system is an excellent customer. They buy products they don't understand because they sound sophisticated. They pay fees they don't notice because the numbers are small. They save inconsistently, invest nervously, and spend the difference on things that feel like self-care and function as self-sabotage. The car dealer makes money. The credit card company makes money. The algorithm that showed Theo what success is supposed to look like makes money. None of them make money when Theo says, "Actually, no, this doesn't work for me." All of them make money while he stays in the loop. Right. Here is what we are going to do about it. 3 things. That is all. 3 things done in the right order, and the version of Theo that checks his balance with one eye closed becomes a memory.
The first thing, pay yourself before you pay anyone else. The day your salary arrives, not the following week, not when you've had a look at what's left, the day it arrives, a fixed percentage leaves automatically and goes somewhere you cannot see it easily. Not a savings account you can dip into on a Wednesday when you've decided you deserve something. Somewhere with a small amount of friction, a separate bank if necessary. Start at 10%. If 10% feels impossible on your current income, you are not paying attention to what you're spending, which is precisely why we are here. 10% gone before you've had an opinion about it. The research on this is consistent and has been consistent for decades. People who automate their savings save significantly more than people who intend to save what's left over. There is never anything left over. There is never anything left over because the money expands to fill the space available to it. We have covered this. Keep up. The second thing, find out where your money is actually going. Not where you think it's going, where it's actually going. You have a number in your head right now, a rough figure, your approximate monthly outgoings. I need you to hear this charitably. It is wrong. Not because you're dishonest, because human beings are constitutionally incapable of accurately estimating their own spending without looking at the data. And you have not looked at the data, because looking at the data requires looking at the data. Go back 3 months. Every transaction. Categorize it. The subscriptions you forgot you had. There are at least 3, I guarantee it. One of which you signed up for during a free trial and then defended to yourself as a reasonable expense. The food delivery, the quick ones that don't feel like spending because they're under $15. The things you bought because they were on sale, which is the financial equivalent of eating a biscuit you didn't want because someone left the packet open. Find the category that surprises you most, not the biggest spend, the one you forgot about. That number is your starting point. Redirect half of it somewhere intentional. The third thing, every time your income increases, your savings rate must increase faster than your lifestyle does. This is where most people fall down. They get a pay rise, they allow their lifestyle to absorb most of it, they save slightly more in absolute terms, they feel financially virtuous, the number has gone up. The percentage has not. Percentage is what builds wealth. The absolute amount is largely irrelevant. Every time your income increases, half goes to lifestyle. Yes, spend it, enjoy it, you earned it. Half goes directly to savings or investments, not once you've seen what the new income feels like at full throttle, immediately, from the first payslip. This rule alone, applied consistently, means your savings rate increases every time your career progresses, rather than staying flat while your restaurant bills quietly get better. Now let me show you what this actually costs, not in the abstract, in numbers. Theo saves almost nothing. If nothing changes, at 65, he has his pension, which he has not looked at since 2022, and not a great deal else. But if Theo automates 10% from this month, finds the $300 he is spending on things he cannot name, and redirects half of every future pay rise, his savings rate moves from essentially 0 to 15% within 2 years. $680 a month, invested at the S&P 500's historical average of 10% annually. After 10 years, $137,000. After 20 years, $514,000. After 30 years, $1.5 million. From $680 a month and a direct debit set up on a Tuesday afternoon. Same salary, same city, different system. The cost of waiting is worth naming specifically. Every decade you delay costs you more than the decade before it. If Theo starts now at 32, he needs $680 to retire comfortably. If he starts at 42, he needs $1,600 for the same outcome. Time is the only input in this equation you cannot buy back. Everything else is adjustable. Time is not. One more thing, and I want to be clear about this. Theo is not bad with money. He is not reckless, shallow, or failing at adulthood. He is running software that was installed by an economy that profits every single month he keeps running it. Nobody gave him a system, so he improvised one. The improvised one involves a lot of very reasonable-seeming individual decisions that collectively add up to absolutely nothing. It is not a character flaw. It is an absence of instructions. Lucky for Theo, I have him. 3 things. This week, not next week, not after the thing you've already decided is a reasonable exception. 1. A direct debit for 10% of your salary leaves on payday. Automatic, non-negotiable. It does not wait until it feels comfortable. 2. Go back 90 days and find the number that surprises you most. Redirect half of it somewhere intentional from this month. 3. The next time you get a pay rise, split the increase in half before you spend a single dollar of it. Every time, without exception. That is the system. That is all of it. Not complicated, not punishing, and not, Theo, I am looking at you, a lecture about the Rolex. We will have that conversation separately. You earn good money. You always did. You just need to listen to me more and subscribe to my channel.